Secret Sunshine is a film that came out in 2007 that's written and directed by Chang-dong. So, Secret Sunshine is a $50 pitch request that comes from Tyree Harris. He's a brand new patron of mine, and I thank him so much for all of his support, and also for requesting this film. Burning is a film that initially I really wasn't that huge on. I mean, I really enjoyed it, but I wasn't as in love with it as most people were. And I gave it a rewatch a few months ago, and I definitely like it a bit more. Again, I don't think I'm as in love with it as some of my friends are, but I do think that it is a pretty great film. And I pretty much knew nothing about Secret Sunshine going into it. After watching Secret Sunshine, I thought that this was an incredibly effective and compelling piece of filmmaking. In terms of the film's craft and narrative, it's a fairly simple and subtle film, but in terms of themes and its emotional value, is incredibly heavy. I mean, this film deals with some really intense subject matter that really caught me off guard, and don't worry, I'm not gonna spoil anything for you, but it's a film that definitely sets itself up for a while as if it's going to be this kind of murder mystery type of film, kind of like a detective crime film. But very soon it kind of puts that to rest, and this film becomes an incredibly devastating and existential nightmare. And I really love that about the film, not just because it does such an excellent job at subverting your expectations, but it utilizes its devastating subject matter to explore, again, really heavy existential and philosophical themes. The themes that are explored in this film all revolve around death, they revolve around grief, they revolve around depression, they revolve around forgiveness, it's about loneliness, it's about friendship and family, it's about rebirth and redemption. I mean, this is a film that, as I mentioned, it goes all the way in exploring these uncomfortable but necessary existential themes that I feel like relate to everybody's life in some way. And it's through this film's subtle slice of life type of approach to not only its pace but its narrative that it's able to create something that feels incredibly authentic, which obviously makes it to where whenever its heavy subject matters at the forefront, it really hits you emotionally. And another thing that I just love so much about this film is that, in a really honest way, it's able to explore and demonstrate the human anxieties that we have in regards to life's uncertainties. It's a film that's able to demonstrate how desperate we are as human beings to have comfort. Because the main character in this film, essentially for the entire second half of this film, is going through one of the most intense psychological battles and identity struggles that I've ever seen any character go through in a film. She's a character who initially feels like she has things under control and, more or less has her life figured out despite a tragedy that she had already went through. But then life throws the kitchen sink at her, and all of a sudden she's just completely lost. And speaking of that, the performance from the lead actress in this film that goes by the name of Jeon-do-yeon, I probably really butchered that. She is fantastic in this film. She had such a demanding job in this film because she really has to put herself mentally in a really dark place in order to convey a lot of these intense emotions. I mean, again, throughout pretty much the entire second half of this film is an extremely demanding performance. And I think that she really knocked it out of the park. And she actually won the award for Best Actress at Cannes Film Festival when this film was released. And I think that she deserved it because, again, this is emotionally, it's very demanding. And I can only imagine the kind of psychological toll that this may have took on the actress because it really goes there, and it's heavy shit. And I absolutely loved the incorporation of religion in this film, specifically Christianity, because not only does it show you in an honest way that Christianity is used as a tool to kind of prey upon people's griefs and insecurities. Because I live in the Bible Belt, and I can't tell you how many different advertisements and signs that I've come across that are basically trying to lure in people that are grieving and people that are suffering from depression. And the religion kind of takes advantage of that because they know that in those moments they're an easy target. And I'm not trying to make the claim that this method has never helped people in any positive way ever. But personally, I don't think it's something that is healthy in the long run because it's not something that is exactly grounded. And I feel like this film is able to express that very notion through the main character And it does it incredibly well in a specific scene involving her wanting to forgive somebody. And that was such a powerful scene. I think it's not only like emotionally striking, but it's thought-provoking and it's really compelling. In a very beautiful and kind of devastating way. In a way, it basically forces the main character to snap out of it and face reality. And it's able to demonstrate this notion through this kind of contradictory dynamic between two people. And beyond that point, the film just continues to get darker and more devastating. And the main character is going through an even more intense psychological struggle than before. In fact, she's dealing with her hatred for the world and a bit of her hatred for God in a way that's incredibly rebellious. And it just shows you that she has a level of resentment that is unfathomable, even when, she saw the light and, thought she knew God's grace and forgiveness. Even then, there's an incredible scene that shows that she still has some level of resentment, but she ends up basically feeling hopeless and cornered and wants everyone else around her to pay for it as well. But yeah, I feel like I'm diving a little too deep here for a general review. It's just really hard to discuss this film without, getting into the meat of it, because that's where a lot of the compelling stuff is at. But just know that I think that this film's incredible, in terms of its craft, in terms of its thematic conveyance and expression. The performances all around are great, which I forgot to mention. Kang Ho-sung is in this film. Somebody that we popularly know from Bong Joon-ho's films like Memories of Murder and Parasite, and even Park Chan-wook's films like Thirst. He's in this film and he plays such a wholesome kind of character with his own flaws in a way, but he's a character that is kind of the positive bright spot to all of the devastation in this film. But yeah, I really love this film. I think it exceeds on multiple levels. So I'm going to give Secret Sunshine a soft 9 out of 10. Yeah, I can say without a doubt that I love and admire this film more than Burning. Again, not that Burning is, a mediocre movie. I think that's a great movie. I think originally I gave it a 7, but now I would definitely give it an 8. But I think this film is a bit better on almost every phase, except for cinematography. I think that Burning definitely, of the two films, has better cinematography. But obviously, I'd highly recommend Secret Sunshine if you haven't seen it. It actually has a Criterion release and is up on the Criterion channel, so if you're subscribed to the Criterion channel, please go check it out as soon as you can. But anyway, that's all I gotta say about Secret Sunshine. If you really enjoyed what I had to say about the films, give it a thumbs up and share it amongst your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to be updated on more film-related content.